Okay, hi, everybody. It's 7:15. I'm calling the Sherborn Conservation Commission meeting of January 9th, 2025 to order. With a roll call of who's here. Michael Lesser present. Jacob,
Jacob Strauss present.
Courtney,
Courtney present.
Matt,
Matt O'Lear present.
Steve,
Steve Scrimshaw present.
Kurt.
Kurt Stiegel present.
Okay.
Harry Luskin present.
Oh yeah, thank you. Oopsie, you were in the behind me. Sorry about that. The agenda, any issues that have come up that were not reasonably anticipated before 48 hours? Hearing none, we'll just go ahead with the posted agenda. We have a hearing at 7:20 and shouldn't be too long an agenda tonight. In the meanwhile, I will go through and we have the administrative approvals for 105 Nason Hill Road revised septic design. Is that approved? Wherever you are, Joyce, there you are.
Yes.
44 Brush Hill Road for a pool.
Yes, that's approved.
3 Nason Hill Road fireplace.
I did that today.
Has it been approved?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. 21 Millstone Drive has a well installation.
Yes.
As well as
That's
23. There's two.
That's approved. They're both approved.
And 227 Western Ave for a
226,
226 for utility connections.
right? And Courtney did that one also.
Okay, so all approved. Okay. I don't think we have any minutes. I didn't even check, Courtney, whether you did anything.
No, I didn't get anything done.
Okay. Joyce, do you have any site issues of any particular quick note?
No,
Okay. Running through the things here. Any announcements of any particular note? Other than it's cold out? Okay, land management. Is the group actually meeting? I guess I don't know if it was who was there. Courtney, Steve, are there planned more meetings and specifics?
It's not a specific meeting plan now, but it sounds like there will be one set up pretty soon. Does that sound right, Courtney?
Yeah, probably in February sometime.
Okay. I mean, I guess Kelly has sent me something about some budgetary stuff without a lot of specifics. So I don't know if that's going to be detailed, but I guess in February will be good. And I guess hopefully even you, Joyce, could join in February. Okay. I'll have to send out what he sent me on budget stuff so that we could all look at it at some point in the next meeting or so. Okay. I think that's it. We just have to hold our breath at 7:20 unless somebody else has anything to add for 1 minute. Okay, 7:20. Okay, notice of a public hearing. Notice hereby given that the Conservation Commission of the Town of Sherborn will hold a virtual public hearing using Zoom technology at 7:20 on January 9th, 2025. This request for determination of applicability or RDA hearing will be held pursuant to Chapter 131, Section 40 of the General Laws as amended, the Wetlands Protection Act, and the Sherborn Wetlands Bylaw and Regulations to consider a proposal by the applicant Eli Adams for tree removal work within a wetland buffer zone of 25 Bear Hill Road, map 11, lot 68. This application is available for viewing at the Sherborn Conservation Office. All persons desiring to be heard will be given the opportunity to speak at this hearing. Okay. Let's take it away. Hello to the Adams. Okay, how do you want to present this?
Kyle or Eli, do either one
I
of you
can
want
I can take it. Can
Yeah.
you guys hear me all right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, it's a little dark here. I'm just by the fireplace right now.
Yeah, it's okay.
So basically right now there's a couple of issues that we're trying to mitigate right now. Basically what happened is there was a forest to the right side of their home and the neighbor removed, honestly, I don't know how many trees, but it's a lot. And they pretty much took the entire forest down. So right now, the home has a line of pines just to the right of it that are all leaning right over the top of it, and they have no protection behind them at all. It's a straight line of pines that goes parallel with the house. And now they're swinging in the wind, cracking. I mean, branches are falling down all over the place. One of these is going to go down on the house anytime. I mean, I was there not too long ago on a lightly breezy day, and I mean, they're a serious hazard. They need to go. So they are within the buffer, not in the wetlands, but yeah, that's the situation there. As well, there are 2 trees on the driveway side as well that also are leaning at the house, but they have ant damage at the base of them that's pretty significant. So those 2 would also need to come out. For the rest of the property, though, obviously we're leaving alone. Obviously, within the wetlands buffer, can't touch anything.
Okay, did you? I guess to be clear, because there's, let me share my screen then. Let's see here. Okay. People see this here? This diagram?
Yeah, could you rotate it 90 degrees?
I'm not sure. I'll find out. But I just gotta, do you see a block? Let me just get this line out of the way here. And okay, let's go around here. Okay.
Thank you kindly.
So the trees, the set of trees we're talking about first were the ones in, sorry about that.
either, yeah, scroll down or up?
Yeah, I'm
No,
trying,
you have to, just scroll.
I'll go the other way.
Actually, I mean, well, the plot plan would be good, but the picture you just presented a moment ago is a really
yeah.
good representation.
All right,
This is the one with the trees
Yes.
right
So you
next
see
to the
the,
house.
yep,
So
you see that tree line there.
Right.
So, I mean, even on the day that I was there, I mean, there were branches all over the ground. I mean, they're not doing very well. I mean, you can see the neighbor's backyard there. I mean, I don't know if you can kind of tell the depth, but that is all cleared now. That wasn't cleared last year. That was just cleared, recently over the last 6 months, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's wreaking havoc. So, I mean, I'm a certified arborist. In my opinion, I mean, just last week, I mean, we've done 8 emergency calls. 7 of them are white pines. This is what we deal with every time there's a storm. 90% of the time when there's a tree down on a house, this is the exact setting. I mean, normally what happens is on the edge of the forest. The trees grow out of the forest up into the available sunlight over the house, and that creates the hazard when it's a white pine. They're just too top heavy and the lumber is too weak to really hold itself up in that situation. It's not a natural environment when you have a clear cut for a home. But this exacerbates it so much by that wind block being gone in the back. I mean, there is nothing to buffer the wind now. And like I said, I was watching it on a light breeze, and it was concerning. I mean, any kind of significant wind is going to be
No,
detrimental.
no more needs to be said about that. It's more an
So-
issue of actually whether we had a violation over here when the other trees were cut.
I'm not going to speak to
So,
that, but you may
I
want to do
will-
it that way.
I will talk to you about that after this hearing.
Okay.
If you just scroll down, don't use the arrow, just scroll down.
Oh, I see what you mean. Now, yeah, I'm just trying to get set on the couple of trees.
That's the other side of the driveway.
Right, yeah, right. There's on the other side, there are, because that's like trees 1 to 6. And then there's.
All right, so the trees 1 to 6 are the first picture.
Right, that's what I mean. And this is the other stuff on the driveway. What I was trying to get at was that other map. In the, oh yeah, okay, here's this map here with the other trees. And I guess you were
Yeah,
talking about 2 trees that were near the house that could fall there.
Yeah.
And then
So
a set of trees
over here, you have numbers, let's see, I believe it's 9 and 8 are
Yeah,
the ones that have some pretty significant damage from the ants. 7 is showing slightly, and just given that 9 and 8 have it so significant that, I'm sorry, so 8 and 9 having it so significant, with 7 showing slight ant damage, you can be pretty sure that that's the tip of the iceberg. And all of these trees, because of where they are, they're the edge of the forest. They've all started significant hooks, and their weight goes right towards the house. So that needs to be dealt with. Number 10, I don't believe is a very significant tree. And then 11 and 12 are just not doing very well because they're in a big cluster there. They're basically, the tops of them are starting to die a little bit. So the tree is starting to slowly fail. So what we're going to do is we're going to get those out of there, because there's some other trees in that area that are going to stay, so we can let them kind of flourish, as opposed to those ones continuing to decay and then coming down on the other trees.
Okay, and the hemlocks are in the same. What was the
Yeah,
story?
so
Oh, let's see, 11, 12, there's the hemlocks, this one here.
there we go. Sorry, I was a little zoomed in.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. So this had the
So
11.
really what we're doing is basically thinning out some of the things that aren't doing very well in the area, trying to open it up a little bit so the things that are going to remain are, going to have a better chance of survival. It's just, there hasn't really been much maintenance done on this property tree wise in a long time. And just the dense group and gathering has not allowed much sunlight in there for anything to do well. So anything that's starting to fail, we got to get out of there. So, I mean, like I said, the day that I was there, all the things that we pointed out, there was just branches everywhere. I mean, things were breaking off, falling all over the place. So that's the driveway area as well, and the road area. So we're just trying to clean it up a little bit, make things a little bit safer.
And this is all in the buffer zone.
Well, it's unclear because they don't have a plan, but certainly 1 through 6 are, and 7, 8, and 9. It's hard to tell if the others are in the buffer zone because there's
I
no plan.
believe the ones out by the road are not.
Well, we don't have a documentation of that. So, but either way, they're all, as he pointed out, they're all tall and dangerous.
Okay.
I do want to say, actually, to the customer's credit, because I mean, we walk into a lot of situations. There's a lot of other pines on the property that, we all know tall, skinny pines are not ideal when it comes to safety, but anything that's not really threatening the house, they were adamant about wanting to try to keep. I mean, they don't, the neighbor took down a lot of trees. They were mortified by it. They want to try to keep anything they can. They just, don't want to risk the home and, the safety of it. But
Sure.
so
Well, no.
we deal with a lot of people that want us to clear cut things and we have to tell them that they can't. This isn't that situation at all.
Yes, that seems clear. And I appreciate their sentiments. Okay, the only questions I might have, or others can go, is about whether if it's in the buffer zone, the ones next to the house, 1 to 6, or even the ones 7, 9, 7, 8, maybe 9. It's just whether there's any trees that could be left as snags.
They're not really in a good area. This is all pretty close to either the driveway or the house, and this is not an ideal area for snags. If it had been in the backyard and off the lawn, then that would be. I think it would just be.
Not hazard, right?
Yeah, another hazard.
What about, is there any issue of mitigation? Even at the shrub layer? If they're basically, understand how you're clearing some of the stuff for, just to thin it out, like the ones towards the
So are,
road here, but whether there's any, other plantings that would make the buffer zone a little more resilient at the.
We do plan on planting some trees to replace these. Something native, like a Atlantic cedar or something similar to that. It's just because of the height of them and the lack of, the windbreak, it just doesn't make sense for us. So we do plan on replacing them with something else that's native and for the area as well.
Okay, so actual trees, just ones that would grow in those areas there. I mean, normally, we would have some sort of mitigation in here, and maybe we can make some cut at the mitigation that would go on, and you can decide the number of, we could figure out the number of trees, and you can do it on your own pace. Okay, those are my comments. I guess I want to open up to the commission for other people's questions or comments.
just more of an orientation question. Which direction is the wetland in regards to the house? Is it?
It's at the
In this
rear.
picture that you're looking at, it would be on the left, which is the rear of the property.
Okay, so essentially that whole area behind. Got it. Okay. And then once these pines are removed, are there other trees in that same area that will fill out, or is there sort of
So
what
if you
else?
go back to the street, the property taken from the street sign.
Yeah.
So this area right here, all of the trees in this picture, actually, they are not being removed. So I would say at least half, if not more, of these trees are actually staying. But if you go to the picture taken from the street of the front of the house.
Oh, okay, that's the ones, okay, on the side.
Yeah, so you see there's
another,
yeah, I think it was right in the beginning of the slideshow there.
yeah.
It's
All the way at the top.
It's the 2 pictures that I took.
Oh, so it's previous file.
Good, thank you. Oh, no problem there. So yeah, all right, there we go. So if you see, there is still a bit of a forest line, although the neighbor took a lot of it out. But there is still some there. I think, doing some plantings in the future afterwards, they have every intention of doing that. It's going to be kind of what works, but behind it there a little bit, I think at a safer distance from the house, there already is some, smaller, less mature trees growing. So I think what we're going to do after that is assess, whether we plant anything in that general area or allow the things behind it to take over and continue to grow. Because they're not doing very well because they don't have a lot of light, but there is some significant growth in there.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
So I understand that this would have been use the like dangerous tree removal form, but it was a lot of trees.
Right.
Really need
they-
to have a permit for it.
They did file a tree removal application, but there were just too many trees for me
Yeah.
to approve.
Plus they're,
Yeah.
plus they're alive. The policy is really focused on primarily dead trees.
No, well, not the hazardous one. That's meant
Yeah.
for.
Diseased and
Right. Well, I guess my point is, I guess the only thing I'm really looking for in terms of mitigation is that the mitigation follows the tree removal policy in terms of replacement trees and shrubs, as long as they're native and they're in the same ratio replacement ratios. I think we're flexible on the specific locations in the buffer zone and the specific species. You guys could figure out what works. I think we could just give flexibility as long as it complies with the mitigation.
Yeah, and we do already plan on doing that. Again, we do like the trees. We plan on planting something of a similar density there, probably still an evergreen for obvious reasons. But we've also, you can even see it just kind of in this picture. We've started to plant other things there as well. So there's actually a river birch that we got right at the end of the season that we planted there. So we plan on doing something similar along that line, just maybe with evergreens that are native, so Atlantic cedars or other native type species.
Yeah, and if you may have looked at that when you went to fill out the form, but like if you do run out of space for trees, you can also substitute shrubs at a slightly higher density, but you can put in shrubs as well. Yeah.
And that helps, and we'll look at those as well. I think we can do a good damage on it with some native trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're trying to maybe create a green fence or something, maybe.
It'd be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
One can only hope. Well, then in the policy, God, I didn't pull it up. What is it about? One for one on the trees?
It's 1 for trees and
2
for
shrubs.
1 for shrubs.
Okay. Why don't we just, in the conditions
Yes,
for approving this, just put in that kind of numbers as
certainly.
as one of the conditions, and they can figure out to their heart's content about where it goes, where, but all native basically.
Well, that's why I said it needed to comply with the,
Right. Whatever those conditions are there.
just reference that.
Okay.
I think that it makes sense at some level to not plan to put in tall canopy trees again, just kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, don't plant a
some decades.
tulip tree.
No white pines.
Oh, geez.
I think that'll be 80, 90 feet again.
I mean, you could put in something large, but not that large,
Yeah.
Completely agree.
They'll figure that out.
Yeah. I'm not worried.
So they've got their incentives.
We'll have fun plant shopping.
Okay, so the conditions for this are the mitigation. There's no snags. Let's see, I can't remember whether you.
There is draft, yeah, there you go.
So adding the mitigation, okay, the stumps won't be dug out. These are the conditions here with the addition of the mitigation. One there and and then an inspection at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna add 6 will be mitigation and 7 will be a final inspection.
Right. So you're okay with the fact that I assume this came out of conversations with everybody that the stumps were not going to be ground down. Is that in line with?
correct.
Okay.
No, we never grind any stumps on anything like this.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. And no depositing of stuff around there. Okay, so with those additional conditions, has anybody ever had any other 2 cents about conditions? Okay, hearing that, I will move to to let the project go forward with a -3 determination with the conditions as discussed.
Second.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Michael, I, Terry,
Hi.
Courtney,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Kurt,
Aye.
Matt.
Aye.
I think me, Michael, I can't remember if I voted. Okay. It's been
And
approved.
I for me too.
Oh, yeah, geez, I gotta forget somebody with this limited screen. Yes, Jacob, thank you. Okay, in that case, thank you for stop sharing my screen. We're done. Go ahead and protect yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have fun
Have
with
a
your
good night,
plan.
everybody.
Okay. Night. Okay, it is 7:41. Geez, we're a whole minute behind. I will now reopen the hearing on 441 Great Rock Road. And oh no, actually I can't do that. We're 4 minutes early, 7:45. So let's see, do we have everything else covered on the agenda? I guess so. So just to be clear on sort of the announcement thing. So this month we're meeting the second and fourth Thursdays. So we're meeting in 2 weeks from now. And then in the 2 weeks after that, we'll be back on the same schedule of the first and third Thursdays. Look, we have figured that out today since the Zoom hearing was geared for January 3rd, the 2nd. So almost had a little catastrophe. Okay, and yeah, we're still up in the air as to what it means to coordinate with the select board. And that matter is still a work in progress. And let's see, what else is there?
We have a warrant. Did we ask that already?
No, not on the agenda.
No, no warrant.
I'll say the office downstairs has been, at the town hall has been,
So if I can briefly give you an update on 29 Bear Hill Road.
an update. Oh, right, the one next door, right.
Well, I'm next door. So I don't know if you recall this, is a Dan, I've lost my
Butter.
name. It's in a butter, and they did a septic repair with a notice of intent 2 years ago, and we gave a COC last year, and then the property sold. And then the person who's moved in, I guess within the last several months, has cut down all the trees in the wetland, all the shrubs, all the trees.
In the actual wetland itself.
Yeah, well, according to the flags that were set out, yes. And the wetland markers are sticking straight up in the front of the lawn. I have written up a letter to send to them to respond to the violation. It's significant.
Now it's fairly extensive, right? It's going to be quite a bit of mitigation.
Mhm.
And certainly not going to compare to what was there. Yeah.
And we worked really hard on this one, getting the back of the septic system, the grass growing and eliminating any, lawn from that area and lawn from other areas. And then it's
I guess even with the markers there, they couldn't wow. Okay, I guess we'll have We'll have to get the appropriate mitigation of all three layers there and,
Mm-hmm.
yep. And,
Welcome,
yes, okay.
welcome to mitigation.
Yeah, 7:45. I now reopen the continued public hearing for the notice of intent on 41 Great Rock Road for the replacement of a failed septic system. Okay, we had a new plan, which I
So we
could,
do have a revised plan. Can I just very quickly share my notes?
you can share your notes. I can do both on one screen or whatever you want to do.
Yep.
What? Do you want to share your notes first?
Yeah.
Fine.
So we did a site walk this last Sunday to view the project out here, and this is to replace the septic system in really the only place that it can go. And we just observed a few things that we've asked the engineer to address, and they have. But just to briefly go over what they were in a highlighted plan, there's a pile of brush debris right here that we're asking them to remove. We noted that they were taking down 9 trees in this area here, and we asked them to mitigate for the removal of those trees. Those are in the 100-foot buffer zone. Off the lawn, there is a gravel path onto town forest land where landscape debris has been piled around the outside of a little gravel path. So it's like the lawnmower could come in this way, drive around. There's a certain number of trees in here, but this is all leaf debris, predominantly leaf debris. And one of the things we're asking is that they take this row of leaf debris and just scatter it over this gravel path area here to eliminate the gravel path and try and have it step towards being restored. And then to do something to block the path here so people aren't going to try and continue to access this area. We identified 3 areas where it was made sense to do mitigation for the trees. And one was here. This is a protrusion of the lawn toward the wetland. And then over on the side of the house, there's another area here that was open and 25-foot buffer. We also noted that instead of monuments on this side, it would be possible there's a stump right here that a plaque could be placed on, and a couple of really good trees that plaques could go on rather than setting monuments. And then the engineer did respond to the comments and revised his plan for tonight's meeting. So Michael, if you would like to share that and go through it, that's
okay. Let's see here. Okay, it's probably too magnified. Oops. Okay. Okay. So the plan here is there's a gravel path, block path. Yeah, I'm just looking at it for the first time. I just pulled it up. So there's those 3 mitigation areas that they were talking.
yeah,
We
that's
talked about there. And we don't have. I don't see. Oh, there's a wetland bound. Okay,
the wetland bound.
that seems to be in the wrong.
Well, they're tree line.
Yeah.
So keep in mind that the mitigation area may not be exactly where it is, and the tree line, it isn't exactly reflected on here, because you can see it comes up and connects to the house. And if we
Mhm.
all recall, there's lawn area around this side of the house with a path up to the front yard. So this isn't all tree area, but the idea was that these three monuments on that side of the lawn would be at the edge of the lawn.
Right. I'm looking for the planting schedule.
Up right there in the top corner.
Right. Okay.
Any-
You see it? It says mitigation plantings, Michael.
Yeah, I know, I see it. I'm just scrolling it up so that we can see what the things were against what's down here. Were you gonna say something, Karen?
No, so just rhododendrons, because it was suggested in Joyce's, or you said it was allowed in your email, and then high bush blueberry. So we're gonna do 3 in each spot.
What size?
What size do you prefer?
What size should we suggest or ask for? I guess, not the plant.
What do they come in, gallon pots or something, I think?
I don't know. Others
It can
help?
be quite a bit larger than that too. Depends
Yeah.
on what you want.
Whatever the commission suggests, I guess.
I think a gallon's fine.
How much? What size?
I think the gallon size is fine.
If you're a rhododendron?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
go.
we might have to get it bigger. I just don't want to go smaller than you want.
Yeah.
We'll,
Yeah,
we'll
I
probably
would-
go bigger.
I would go bigger than a gallon, but
Yeah.
because they have to be able to stand up to the lawn area.
Right, because I'm also, I mean, this.
So maybe 24 inches?
Yeah, that sounds good.
24 inches, okay.
Okay. I don't know what 24 inches defined by. So that's the rhododendron over there, and it's blueberry in the other two places. So how many, I guess, do we feel, I guess Jacob is also, is 3 shrubs going to be enough to deal with these openings? Trying to remember, I guess over here it would work.
I think they will be. I mean, certainly the rhododendrons, you want to leave enough space for them to fill in and get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the biggest, that's the one that we're actually most.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
we're also, in addition to the plantings, we're also asking that they physically block that path.
I know. How do we want that? How is that going to be done?
If there's any boulders that come out of the septic,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's almost certain to happen.
What do you mean, rocks in New England? Do we need one? Do we want to? I guess we can leave it up in the air at the moment and then just see what it comes out to when we do a certificate of compliance. Do we need to specify more detail about that blocking?
well, Karen, what would you suggest? Because we want to get them, we don't want to wait till the very end when they're asking for a certificate of compliance and the rocks are all gone.
Right. I
No.
can let them know that if there's boulders.
Mm,
And if we
Yeah.
can't find boulders, we'll find something else.
Right, and do you think we need any blockages? I guess this one here. Did we need can't tell whether we needed any blockage.
Probably
But
not.
this one
It's
we
because
would.
it's not a path. So
Yeah.
if you plant the shrubs there, it should go away.
Right. Okay, and this one was just a U-shaped thing that I could see. Yeah, I mean, this is. Right, because you don't really see the edge of the rhododendrons. They have incredible rhododendrons.
They were. Yeah.
I don't understand how those survive with all the deer.
Once they get above a certain height, the
Yeah, they're
deer,
above the browsing height.
yeah.
Yeah,
The deer
They just
really-
browse them up.
Yeah, mine just get browsed up. Mine get tall and then they get browsed from the bottom. These weren't even browsed at the bottom. Maybe it's the dogs or the dog. That does it for them. But okay. That's beyond our scope here. Now the monuments we have,
I have a question relating to
yeah,
is there a plan for brush in the future or leaves, or is that beyond our purview? And it could influence what kind of barrier you put there.
well, I guess we'd say that no leaves can be put in, I guess we should have a condition.
I think Steve's asking a different question, which is landscape debris has to go somewhere on the property because you're not, like, you can't take it to the town. Where would it go?
It doesn't necessarily have to go on the property because the landscaper could take it away.
I suppose
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of options on this property.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not suggesting we put something in there, but it's just,
Yeah, no,
you
it's
know,
a
it's a
good
thought.
practical issue with it, but I would say, I think we should have a condition about it, because it could be, as we see over here, there was quite a piles.
Well, and that was also that was trespassing too, so.
Right, yeah. I don't know whether they can, guess there's a limit to how much leaves you can put on top of a septic system.
Or even
Yeah.
off the back side of the septic system,
Even though it's still in the buffer zone.
yeah, but it's out of the 25. But again, it's not necessarily something we have to.
Right. Okay, but
I don't want to sit there and figure it out for them. You know?
no, I just want to know whether we're putting a condition about the fact that we don't want them to dump landscape waste in the buffer zone. Whether we just have a general condition in the
I mean, we can,
unaltered buffer zone, let's put it that way.
yeah, we can make that a condition, even
Right.
if it's
Uh,
the rule as it is.
right, yeah, exactly.
But specifying it doesn't do any harm. I think I'm with you.
Right, we'll put in an unaltered buffer zone. Since, okay. So there were 9 trees, so we're getting 9 shrubs. We're okay with the 9 shrubs. We don't have to do anything over here, and the monuments are wetland 1. Oh, here's
2.
and there's 3. I guess these are not really. This is right. He's got them on the plan here, but he's got them in the wrong places. But I guess we can discuss. I don't know how to put it in the conditioning without asking for a whole new plan with a new plan change.
What is in the wrong place?
This one out here.
That's at the edge of the rhododendron. See where it says edge of woods?
This is edge. That is actually the rhododendron. Wow. Guess I'm out of.
Well, I don't think he located the edge of the woods, but as long as I will specify along the edge of the lawn.
Okay, fine. Okay, then I guess we're done. And we've got the monuments over here. I guess I don't have any other issues for myself. What do other people have questions?
Did we talk about where construction access is going to be? I don't think we talked about it, and looking at the plan, I'm actually curious where it's going to be.
I think it's got to come on the driveway side. If you
Yeah.
remember, off the corner of the driveway, there's that path around the trees.
Yeah.
There's a retaining wall as you get closer to the deck.
Yeah.
But off where the new septic tank is, so they could put the field in and then
I think
Okay.
we need some
scoot around it.
equipment. Don't they need some equipment to get back there to do this? That's a lot larger than the path would handle. I guess
Yeah, I don't know how easy it's going to be to go around the other side of the house.
Yeah, the other side would be tough.
right, and but I'm saying even here, there's gonna be,
It's essentially going to be building a road.
Well,
between-
let's just keep in mind, they took a backhoe out back and dug test pits, so it can be done.
oh, and we didn't notice that much damage. Okay,
There's a
Why don't we just put in a condition that that any, that the buffer zone has to be restored from any, construction activity,
Sure.
with that, to cover that. And all together, this is gonna be a good improvement, because it's unclear. I guess it's an improved septic system, so that'll be good in general, even if it's closer to some of the wetlands. Okay, any other issues from anybody? Okay, then we've gone through all the conditions, so I'm gonna move to close the hearing.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Michael, I, Jacob,
Aye.
Terry,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Kurt,
Aye.
and whoever I missed. Wow, got it this time. Okay. Now, I guess we don't have.
There's draft conditions in the file.
Okay, I'm gonna just actually, keep my screen shared. What's going on here? Agenda. No, none of these things will go back. Okay. Not having to read all of this. The applicant seems different than what I read on the, okay, something else. The applicant project consists of a repaired septic system and the removal of 6 trees,
It's 9 trees.
9 trees. Okay, so that's has to be corrected.
Yep.
And then we have the installation. The mitigation will be the planting of, well, it has 12 native shrubs here versus the 9. Is that what we're,
Yeah, I was using higher math.
okay.
So I'll go back to 9 shrubs.
Okay, and the installation of 6 wetland bounds. The abandonment of the existing septic system and revegetation of the buffer area in 3 areas that we've discussed. Removal of landscape brush and restoration of the landscape dumping area that we talked about, as well as the blocking of access to the town forest area there. With the mitigation proposed, and the fact that it's a improved, repaired septic, that the commission finds that the work and the buffer zone will not result in any adverse impacts to the adjacent wetland resources. And there's no other place to locate the new septic system. Okay. I think that's all. So therefore, we find that the project is approved with the conditions that we have discussed.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Assume everything's fine with you, Karen.
Please find it.
Okay, roll call vote then. Michael, I, Jacob,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Courtney,
Aye.
Terry,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Kurt.
Aye.
I think I got you all. Okay. We've approved this.
Great. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Have a great night.
Yes, you too.
Are the signature sheets out by any chance?
So here's the deal. The last signature sheets that were out only have 3 signatures. There are 2 new signature sheets out that will need 4. So I don't know how we're gonna make sure we get a combination of the proper people to sign the 4 new ones, and not, we can't duplicate your signature on the other that were left behind. So
3 do we have on the old ones?
I don't know who, you all would know who you all know
I'll
who you
go,
are.
I can go
That's
sign
a-
tomorrow.
That's an assumption I wouldn't necessarily make.
Yeah, I know.
Agreed.
I'll go out tomorrow and
I
too.
signed, I think everything, including the Great Rock. I was there when was I there? Tuesday. So I signed them all, but yes. I can't remember if that made 4, is that including me for the 3 on the others? Well,
Yes.
it doesn't make a difference.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so besides Courtney and Jacob, who probably did the others, some of you others
I
are gonna.
can do it.
Okay, and then we're still gonna probably need somebody else, but
oh,
so right to
I
the,
haven't signed anything this week. I don't know, it didn't come to my attention,
fine.
for whatever reason, but I can go
Everybody
tomorrow and
knows
sign.
now.
okay, everybody just use that chat thing. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
go, use the chat thing to go let everybody know how many signatures are there when you leave. So
So
Will
So the
do.
top one, I think needs 4 signatures, and the others a varying amount of signatures. Just make sure make sure it's not, you aren't signing something twice.
right. Well, the top one should have at least mine. Signatures, because I remember, I think
I don't know that you have 20. I think we just put out 25 Bear Hill Road.
Yeah,
I
we did.
remember signing, I thought Great Rock, but whatever. You guys will cover up the rest of it. Make sure enough of you get there. Okay. The other thing I was gonna say is, okay, before we adjourn. I guess there's nothing to say. There was a meeting about document for administrative kind of announcement that we're working on. Not that anybody else really knew, but we're working on a whole issue of how much to scan all of our older files and create a sort of a better working system for all of our permits online. And so that's an ongoing issue, which I'm not quite sure what to say about other than it's ongoing. So I guess it's really nothing practical for you guys. On that note, has anything else anybody needs to say before we adjourn? Okay. I move to adjourn at 8:08.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call vote, Michael, I. Jacob,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Kurt,
Aye.
Terry. Terry,
Hi,
He doesn't want to adjourn.
times 2.
I didn't hear.
No, I said aye.
I saw your mouth move, but we need it for the recording, I thought so. And Courtney,
Aye.
okay, meeting adjourned.
Matt,
think-
aye.
Yeah, Matt.
Oh, yeah, Matt,
Come on, man.
I've always got to miss somebody, even though you're staring me right there.